A minute. Okay, so the mic is working. Sorry for the delay, everyone, and welcome to all of you who are bored enough to click on this stream. I want to try to make it not so tedious. But let's just start. What do you do in your routine? I mean, feel free to share what you are doing, but personally, I mostly start with just my artifact route, which I'm just going to do because why not? It's not as if, oh, wait a minute, I'll have to downplay my graphics so the stream is 45 FPS. Yeah, it should be better for you guys. So the game consumes less of my graphic card, so my graphic card can have more to show you guys. Basically, resource management. So, oh yeah, I also have to edit the time at which I'm starting, so it was 55. Alright, now we should be good to go. So, yeah. Probably not going to be the most exciting stream ever. But hey. That's not what's the most important. So, oh, I don't have my traveling team. Hold on a minute. So, sorry, my cat is starting to meow, so I'll have to take care of him for a minute. Will we ever start for real? So as I was saying, it's not supposed to be very mentally taxing. You just do a routine, so I can just talk about anything and everything in the meantime of, you know, just doing the process of my stuff, my daily stuff. So if you didn't know about artifact routes, it's basically just a set of investigation spots that you can go to every day, and they release artifacts from 1 to 2-star rarity. It's not the most amount of experience individually, but you can get like 161 spots every day. And if you do it, well, every day like a routine, it can add up pretty quickly. And plus, I over-engineered specific areas to be able to do it in like 12 minutes. The main part, the first 127 artifacts, I can do it in 11 to 12 minutes, which is pretty good for a huge amount of artifact experience every day. And after that, you can spend like an extra 9 minutes to get around 30 to 40 other artifact spots that they're extra, so they generate a little particularly. So they're less efficient, but they can allow you to go over a certain limit, so that's why it can still be valuable. And also they're generally more lucky to release a little more artifact experience on average than the ones from the main route, so it's not as huge of a drop-off as you might think it is. To go from 11 minutes for 127 artifact spots to 9 minutes for just 30 more. So, can do this here. So this is an artifact spot that I have to prepare for the extra spots. I mean, technically it's kind of a waste of time, but it's one of the rare artifacts that you can have as extra. So if you have some time to kill, it's like not that bad of a time investment. Sorry, I had to get my cat out of the room. He was arresting me for it. So yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about artifacts, spots that are worth it or not and everything, but basically it's gonna be customizable to everyone's time available and everything and what they consider worth it. Because to one person that just likes to spend time in Genshin and do a bunch of stupid stuff, it's probably worth it. Every single artifact spot that it could take instead of just doing nothing productive. But someone else who maybe like a content creator or someone who has a kind of tight schedule might want to avoid the extra spots that take more time for less rewards, because they really have to limit their Genshin time investment. So it will really vary depending on everyone's circumstances. That's not what I wanted. Damn. And also, don't worry if you don't have the specific characters that I have. Of course, Yelan and Jilin are in my opinion, the best traveling characters that you can have. They're the most straightforward traveling ability-oriented character. I know there's Chlorine, but Chlorine has a huge tendency on getting stuck on cliffs even more than Yelan. And Jillian's strength is that she can go over a ledge, you can interrupt her and still stay in her skill state and everything. So the huge strength of Jillian is that you can break up her skill travel. But there's also one more thing that makes Jillian really good is her vertical traversal capabilities. So whenever you have like a vertical surface to climb, she's obviously the best. Mavuika can only go for like 1 second climbing on a surface, which is I mean, it's still nice, but kind of defeats the purpose. There's also Wanderer and Chaska that have some capacity to climb, and Kazuha a little bit too, but they really can't go far vertically. So that's what makes Jillian unique, is that she's the only one with maybe Gachina that really has a good potential to climb and gain height fast. As for Chiori and Lanyan, they're just like a very quick fill-in when I have some downtime on Yelan and Jilonen. But Yelan and Jilonen have a great synergy of the timing of their skills. So like at most I have maybe sometimes 2 or 3 seconds where none of their skills are available. So oh, kind of missed that one, but right now if I switched to Yelan directly, I would have had 2 seconds left on the clock. I keep missing these. So you saw it was just barely good even after wasting a bit of Yelan's duration. There you have it. You can still have a little bit of cooldown if you kind of mess up the quote-unquote rotation. Probably not something you're used to hear about traveling. But if you're in a nutcase like me, it's not inconceivable to think about a traveling rotation. When you do this every day, you kind of tend to just try to make it as quick as possible. Because, like, during the time I'm doing this, my brain just has nothing to do, so... And that's kind of an uncomfortable sensation for me. Auto targeted the enemy. So my brain, it's pretty much impossible to prevent it from not thinking. So it's like a given that if I'm doing something that's like a routine, my brain is going to just think about something, anything. Even if it's the stupidest optimization ever, my brain's gonna think of it. Crap, I went too far. Still take the Mora, it can be worth it. Yeah, also I'm kind of broke. Fun fact, in Julian's skill state, you don't take fall damage. Not fall damage, but plunging attack damage. You saw I took no damage, even if I was super high in the air. Oh no, that's not what I want. Yeah, there are a bunch of weird stuff about Julian. I'm probably going to make a stream eventually where I'm just going to like test everything about Julian to try to really understand what's up with her skill and the different stuff it does. Because for example, you saw me doing like 1-2 with her when I'm dashing with Julian. It's like I'm doing a little dash and then I continue to do a little dash. Well, I mean, I made a video about this, so I'm not going to repeat too much in case you watched it, which you probably didn't. But anyway, it's basically that there's an initial cost when you dash, and there's a little period of immunity where you don't consume extra bits of her bar when you continue running around, but then it's going to start consuming it. So let's say I dash and grab the water interrupted. Well, anyway, I'm just going to move on. Can't be bored with this. But that was ugly. Buttered. Buttered. Bothered. Wow, I don't know how to talk anymore. There was also this. Sometimes it's fun to vary your routine, but there are stuff that you literally can't even think it's worth it if you don't have Jillian, which is kind of a bummer. For example, there's this huge cliff that, like, if you don't have Jillian, don't even think about it. Like, even Kachina isn't enough to make this viable. Might as well while we're at it. Oh yeah, and why are there only girls here? Well, there's this thing where Hoyoverse pretty much doesn't want their male characters to have traveling abilities. For example, you have Wanderer and Kazuha that have traveling abilities. And that's pretty much it. All the other characters, like if we go into the character archives, so starting from the beginning, well, Kaya can freeze water, but that kind of sucks. Razor has like a sprinting stamina consumption reduction, but that's barely worth mentioning. No one really has anything. Mona has her dash, but she's a girl, right? Gitching has her skill traversal thingy. Venti has his his wind current, but it really kind of sucks. It's really bad, and it takes quite a long time for not much. Diona has like a speed buff when her shield is up. Yeah, Albedo and Zhongli have their thing that you can climb on, but it's barely worth mentioning. Zhao has his little dash, but the cooldown is super long, and it's... I mean, it is fast, so it doesn't really interrupt anything, but it's not... It's just... not much. Rosaria has her speed buff during the night. She's a girl. And then you have Kazuha that has his little thing. I mean, the version before really Inazuma, I do have to agree that there were some male characters that have a tiny little thingy that boosts a tiny little bit the traveling that you can have with them. But starting from there, it's really just girls. So Ayaka with her ice dash and her infinite water traversal. She's even faster than Furina. It's just that Furina is easier. Sayu with her roll, obviously. Well, Kokomi with her burst, it's kind of silly, but you can have a few seconds where you can walk on water. Who else has something? I mean, Shenhe, I guess you can use her skill, although it's pretty minimal, like Zhao. Yelan, of course. She has her skill to dash around for like 6-7 seconds. Sino, it's barely anything, it's kind of clunky. Also something, Wanderer has something, but it's kind of weird. It easily gets stuck, and whenever he tries to go up, it's really just... it consumes way too much of his bar. All Hitams has a little something, but again, it's barely worth mentioning. Kiara has a skill state, but it's not too fast, but it's something, I guess. But she can climb. She was the first character that was worked around for climbing capabilities. Lynette is just a faster than running skill. Lini, let's not even talk about it. It's only like his burst, and it's not even faster than Lynette, I think. And then you've got Furina that you can walk on water. Gaming, it's barely anything vertical that it allows you, and when you're not in combat, he doesn't really launch you in the air. He just does a little thing forward that's even worse than Zhao, Shenhe, and... yeah. Jianyun, I guess Jianyun has a little something. Well, not a little something. It's kind of pretty good for exploration. Shiori, she also enables the highest dash in the highest vertical traversal capability when paired with Kazuha that can use his skill mid-air. Chlorian, she can spam her skill to go forward faster even than Yelan. Wanani, of course, Kinich's ability is kind of cool. Kachina, she can climb. Jilin can climb better than anyone. Oran can jump in the air, I guess, but Shitlali does it way better. Chastra, she can fly. Mavuka can do pretty much anything, and Lanyan can jump super high in the air. So yeah, that kind of summarizes everything. Pretty much. The male characters' traveling abilities, I mean, they're not inexistent. They were just concentrated at the beginning, and they weren't that great. So yeah, this thing, like, it's literally impossible to consider it worth it if you don't have Chilunen. Like, maybe Kachina would make it sufferable, but it's so long if you don't have one of them, so So yeah, there are some spots, but here's what the bread and the butter really is at. So you can just indwell the bat and bam, you just inspect these 3 things. Hold on. These 3 things and oh well, I was really unlucky, but usually they give like 4 or 5 gray artifacts. 1-star artifacts. I don't have a good angle. Here there's one more. We can go there. It's slightly long, but it's clearly not the worst for 2 lucky spots. And there we go. And one more here. For this there are 2 ways to do it. I'm gonna show you both of them because why not? So you can just come here and take this one. It's the one I prefer the most because you don't spend time moving vertically much. You just raise and then you indwell the Ictomisaurus. And then, but there's also another way if you prefer it simple, I guess. I mean, I don't know what I can sell the advantage as, but you indwell the bird and you just fly straight up. You see where my marker is? It's where the Ictomisaurus is. So you just plunge attack when you're there, and you indwell it. So any way you prefer. And then you move here. I mean, anywhere in this like patch of blue flowers is far enough to catch it. And the reason why this matters is that you don't want to move. The Ictomisaurus is slow, so you want to stay as close as possible to this, so it doesn't take time to go closer to the spot that was in the caravan, and then you have to go back to come here. So it's just like micro optimizations all over the place that after doing this for 1,000 times, like I just learned. I just tested some stuff because I was bored, and thank God I did, because otherwise it would be so annoying to do. Luckily I didn't get any from this. I think the spot I just did is like the only one that can just not give artifacts sometimes. Sometimes it does that, it just doesn't give anything. It's just, why? Please, just give me something. It's not, why is there the probability to get nothing? It's kind of silly. Because there must be thousands of artifact spots at this point in the game. And yet this is the first one that has the possibility to just give nothing. Well, I mean, I guess it makes it kind of funny in a way. Also feel free to just point out if there's any kind of visual annoyance that I can't see on my side, or that I don't notice to fix it, or audio if you think the quality is too bad, or if it sounds too loud or not loud enough. Missed one. So I managed to find a way to use Gillian's skill to dash off really quick from the ledges, but it's super hard to do, so I generally just take Lanyan to dash and just not care about it. So yeah, even after a lot of practice, I still have a hard time doing it correctly. And this is the last artifact. Well, there was one that I forgot, but like the one in at the north of Adu village, you have to do it before, and I forgot to do it before I reached the limit. So yeah. But you can see in I made a video for the fastest. Well, I guess this is a variant because I changed 2 spots into one that was more concentrated, but I'm getting tangled in my own words, so I'm just gonna stop there. Let's just go to Fontaine City to reap the rewards of this artifact route. So, it's all in my inventory. I didn't do any boss or whatever before this. This is just from killing elite monsters. They have a chance to drop 4 and 3 star artifacts, but all of the rest is, I think, it's left over from yesterday. But all of the rest, all these green artifacts and gray artifacts, they're all from what I just showed you, this artifact route. I'm gonna edit the time, so it's 7:26. It generally takes me 20 minutes, so I don't want to have to wait, so I'm just gonna write 7:06. Well, I should write 05. Alright, now we're good. So what exactly does this much artifact experience give? First of all, let's just count it up. I'm gonna give you the raw data. So 1, 2, 3, and then we have rows of 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 rows of 8 plus 3. And parentheses. Just wait a minute. I'm on my calculator. Plus, and you have to do times 2 because they're worth twice, and times 2 plus parentheses, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 minus 1 rows of 8. 17 times 8 minus 1. So, in total, I calculated all of the gray artifacts plus the green artifacts times 2. I doubled the gray artifacts because, just as an example, a gray artifact gives 420 XP. 2 give 840. And a green artifact gives 840. So one green artifact is worth 2 gray artifacts. So I doubled the amount of green artifacts to get the equivalent in gray artifacts of all of this. So all these gray and green artifacts are worth 237. Just wait. Hold on. I'm gonna put a pin so I can write. So there were 17 times 8, that's 80 plus 56. Hold on. 80 plus 55. So there were 135 gray artifacts plus 6 times 8 plus 3. 6 times 8 is going to be 24, 48. 51 plus 51 green artifacts gave me a worth of 237 gray artifacts worth. Alright, so this is what I got from just what usually takes me 20 minutes, but through dealing with my cats and going on tangents and everything, I kind of got sidetracked, and it took me obviously longer than this, like 10 minutes longer. But usually it can take you 20, I mean, I guess if you're not doing optimization, maybe it can take you 25 minutes. But I think that's just a lot of experience. And now it's gray artifacts worth, and gray artifacts give you 420 experience. So let's just remove the first part. I can't enter. Times 420 XP equals, so 237 times 420, that's 99540, and that is a lot of experience. A lot. Let me just search quickly. I forgot the exact number, so I don't want to say stuff that isn't true. So I'm just, a single domain run has a mean artifact experience equivalent. Hold on, I'm going on the wiki. Yes, per level. Enhancement discussed. Farming artifacts for artifacts from domain at the highest level. Mean artifact range. XP had 738, 19 runs. Felt risen around 20 times too. Okay, so they said 60,000 XP is worth 4 domains of 4 domains worth, or 80 resin. But that's including like 5 stars, so they convert 5 star. Let's just remember that this is 100k XP, and it's pretty consistent. It's like always hanging around like 96 to 101, 102,000 XP. So I just went to the wiki, and what they said is that like a full domain, artifact domain run gives you like, what did they say? Almost 15k XP, but that's including an average of like 1.2 5-star artifact that they convert into experience. But nobody does that. Like, they are worth so much in the artifact strongbox, so obviously never sacrifice your 5-star artifacts as XP fodder. So I'm trying to get the data for without, but it doesn't seem. So I'm just gonna go to the artifact. How to obtain, usage, equipping, artifact sets, stats, URL, descriptions, lore, trivia. God damn. Investigation pot, feeding, claiming in domains of blessing. Maybe domains of blessing will have the data. Will it? Please, no, don't tell me it doesn't have the data. Okay, back to artifact XP from domain 4 and 3 star. Genshin. 3-star artifacts. Artifact XP. What? Number of 1-star artifacts plus 0 needed to. Okay. That's not what I wanted. God damn. Well, if we remove it, it should be like 10k. If I'm gonna make assumptions, it's gonna be mean, yeah. Okay, so let me get this straight. It should be even if you don't sacrifice your 5-star. So sorry for being silent for a long time. If you don't sacrifice your 5-star artifacts, what you get from the rest should be a little under 10k XP. So it should be maybe like 9k experience. So this means that the 100k XP that I got from my artifact route, it's worth about 11. Wait, is it really 11? Yeah, 90 times 100 divided by 9 is like 11.1 periodic 1. So it's like, this is 11 domain runs. So this is the worth of 11 times 20 resin. It's 220 resin. And you get 180 resin per day. This means that my artifact route is worth more than one whole day of farming XP from a domain. This is huge. Because if you do this full route, even if you have to go a little overboard at like 20 minutes for spots that get less efficient, for example this one at the New Fontaine Research Institute, if you manage to do this every day, and you don't spend your resin on artifact domains, you still get more artifact experience than someone who spends all of their resin on artifact domains. That's just insane. And to give you a better idea of how much it is, well, first of all, you can almost raise a full artifact from level 16 to 20 in a day. But let's take this flower for example. I mean, it rolled pretty nicely. It could be good for Farina. So I mean, of course, I just use these as fodder, but it's like 3k experience. It's not going to make that much of a difference. ER again? Damn, they really don't want me to have ER issues on my Farina that I don't even have yet. I'm still waiting for her. But you saw just with the green artifacts and the help of... I need more. Please stand by. We are currently experiencing an issue that we will fix shortly. Thanks for your cooperation and patience. Damn, I forgot. I'm broke. I'm always broke. Let me pull out my mobs delete squad. She didn't. How can you be such a jerk? Such a jerk that you kill my Nahida and... Damn. That's so rude. Well, take two. Alright, so nice. I'm going to need more than just this. This is still not enough for how much experience, for how much artifact experience I have. Like I need 100k Mora every day just to keep up the rhythm with how much artifact experience I get from my artifact route. I mean, it's kind of a good thing. I shouldn't be complaining about it having so much artifact experience that I'm having issues with Mora, but I mean, I can still complain about the fact that Mora is so painful to farm for, because you need so much Mora for pretty much everything. I mean, that was just free bullying of a Fashui officer. Don't pay it any mind. Oh, is there a game? Yeah, of course there is. So please just thank you. This team is like really good against mobs. And it's like, if you want to know, I don't have Nahida Siru, I don't have Constellations, I don't even have yet Yao Yao's C6. I have like the worst constellation for Barbara. Like, come on. What even is this? 1 energy every 10 seconds? Her burst costs 80 energy. It would need 800 seconds, which is more than 12 minutes. Wait, it's more than 13 minutes. You would need more than 13 minutes to charge her burst. And this is a flat energy gain, which means that it's not even affected by energy recharge, which is just like the worst. Like, it never is useful. Please, Hoyoverse, get your shit together with some characters. Like, it's bad. The only character I have a constellation on my new, which only like increases duration, which doesn't even really matter because it doesn't really affect her passive, which it only triggers once you finish your pirouettes. So the duration of the hydro ring doesn't really matter. Anyway, so it's like a kind of budget team, but it's still so good. And the fun thing is that none of the characters in this team, neither Nahida nor Nilu nor Barbara really needs their burst. Like Yao Yao, I mean, I guess her burst is useful for having a rush of heal when you want to unfield her. And Nahida gives a nice EM buff to the unfield character, as well as herself, but on herself it's more like just damage. So with you know, with this, it's purely skill reliant, which is just a really nice thing to have. Like 2 healers that both have healing through their skill, and the other 2 characters that have effects and application through their skills, and that's pretty much all they need. It's just so nice to have. Anyway, now we can continue raising the crazy ER flower plume that I have for my future Furina. And it was at level 15, shall I remind you, and we just started tapping into my gray artifact and we're already at level 18. Obviously it drops a lot. You need to spam the buttons quite a lot. Something you can do if you want is sacrifice everything into, hold on, salvage, quick select 1-star artifacts, confirm selection, and then it transforms everything into sanctifying essence and sanctifying unction. And I just don't do it because I don't even know why I don't do it. But you can do this if you want to just have everything in one go. Or you can just do it gradually, because if you get like ×5 or stuff like that, it's, I guess. So yeah, we got halfway through the last level, which is kind of insane. It takes 35k XP alone. Maybe if we were level 16, we would have gone like pretty much almost level 20. But it's still a pretty crazy amount of artifact experience. Anyway, let's just finish farming Mora, because that's kind of what I desperately need. Sadly, that's the life of a free-to-play player, is that you never have enough resources. And I saw there are quite a lot of people who don't realize how good the value of the battle pass that we can't see yet is. You get like 11 days worth of resin just in Mora XP books and other freebies like talent books, etc. So if we go in the shop, there's a gift shop, Blessing of the Vulcan Moon. So that's obviously a really great thing to have 3k things that you can 3k primo gems. But so obviously that's quite good, but the battle pass that normally you can see somewhere in the shop, but because it's not active at the moment, like there's nothing here, it's so good for resources. Like every 40 days you get 12 days worth of XP extra compared to someone who doesn't have it. So just that is so incredible in terms of farming, that it allows you to get a lot more, how do I say? It allows you to concentrate a lot more on farming artifacts and other stuff. So yeah, it's I'm not necessarily complaining. I embrace the fact that I'm fully free to play, at least for now. I never paid for anything in the game, but it's still kind of sad that there's so much that I have to farm, and that it diverts me from, I think it's actually kind of fun to farm for artifacts, because that's the main part that your build for one character will take into account. So it's just that I have to farm for kind of boring stuff that's very repetitive and never vary. It's like, if I farm Mora, it's always gonna be the same ley lines over and over and over. And I can never really get out of this because there's so much I have to farm for. And sadly, how do I say this? There are still characters, even after like, I think I have 700 days of connection on Genshin, which isn't even 2 years straight, when Genshin has been up for like, now almost 5 years, 4 years and a half, like. But the thing is, I have quite a few characters built, but not even half of them have even decent artifacts, I think. And there are still some characters that I want to raise. Like, I'd like to use Lynette, even if she's not that good. I think she's pretty fun. I mean, I'd like to use Faruzan if she wasn't just completely useless without her C6, pretty much. Like, you'd be better off using any other buffer for any animal DPS that I'd like to use, whether it be Hazel or Lynette or whatever. So it's pretty sad. I'd like to use her, but her C6 is just still so far, and I'm not planning to wish for the characters that have her, which is pretty much only Wanderer. Then there's Candace. Candace, I'd like to level her up, but I still haven't gotten to it because I'm still raising all the other characters. Lisa, I can leave her at level 71. It's not a big deal. But I'd still like to level like Heijo, Gaming, Noelle, Yanfei, maybe Mona, but she's becoming less and less relevant. Maybe she can be good in quick burst, for example Navia. But there are still so many characters I have to build, and it's just so sad that that it's repetitive. I mean, I don't like it, and there's not much point in doing it, except because I need to, kind of, if I want to do anything else. And it's just a tiresome thing that I can't get out of. Let me just quickly destroy these. Here I can do one more. So yeah, it's just a drag because I'd like to do other thing, and I don't like farming for Mora and stuff. But I need to if I want to do anything else after this. So and it's still decent enough. Like, it has a little variety from having many nations with many different spots that you can get Mora ley lines from. So there's still a little bit of variety, but if it wasn't for that, I'd be so fed up from farming, and I don't think I would pay for the battle pass just for that. So I'd probably have to quit. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's all just really kind of shady, but you know, I understand it's a business model. Fontaine, I guess. Oh yeah, one more thing to my routine. Get the minerals for weapon experience crystals, or weapon. What's the term? Weapon refinement. crystals, ores, something like that. Mystic enhancement, or yeah. And I can go back here. One more thing that you may want to do is have like a preset team that's specially made for characters that you want to build friendship with. So, oh, did I already claim that? Oh no, it's because okay, yeah, I need to claim it here first. So because this gives a lot of companionship XP, once you finish doing your daily stuff, you can just claim it with this team, and it's pretty simple. Like, you don't need to fight or anything with them. You just build relationship. Obviously, Lanyan, she's still really low, but my girl is getting there. My Kachina too. My Faruzanian too. So yeah, that's pretty much it on that side. I'll hate them. Yeah, fun stuff. Even if you undo the star here, they'll put it there. I mean, I don't really like his messages. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not interested in your daily life applying for a bunch of stuff. I only keep the messages that I think are pretty funny. The rest I'm just like, nah. Don't need to clutter my messagery. My, what's it called? Mailbox. I don't need to clutter my mailbox with stuff like that. So what's there left to do? Alright, I'm keeping these rings just because it's funny. May let someone else use them on my account. I mean, you'll see when it's out. And I'm saving for Farina. I already have 50 wishes in my history for the pity. So that's basically 230 wishes that I have. And on average, I think it's like 110, 114 wishes, including losing the 50-50 to get the desired 5-star that you need. So I'm pretty much guaranteed, on average, 2 Furinas if I want, or 1 Furina and 1 other character if I'm lucky, or I mean, I don't know. I'm not really sure, but I may just save some wishes. Maybe I'll stop at C0, maybe I'll stop at C1, maybe I'll stop at C5 if I get lucky. That would be really dope. But yeah, I'd really like to get constellations on free now, but I still have to consider that I really want the Staff of the Scarlet Sands for my Hutao, so I will not just simply do all my wishes on Farina's banner, because if I get Staff of the Scarlet Sands, that's a huge increase for my Hutao's damage. And I don't care if Hutao is less relevant. I just want to make my Hutao strong. So, of course, I'll try to get the Staff of the Scarlet Sands. There's also Key of Kajnisu. That's a huge increase for Nilu. First of all, there's her passive here that you kind of want to reach 74,444 HP on her. So she gets like 63k HP with the Hydro Resonance. But I'm still missing like 11k HP. And her signature weapon basically gives me enough HP to reach... would give me enough HP to reach the maximum here. But for now, I'm stuck at like 300% of this buff. So I'd get another 100% for this buff, which is huge. Because it increases all of the blooms in the party, no matter who triggers it or whatever. It just increases all the blooms. So that would be insane for Niru. Just for all of the HP that it gives. But on top of that, it gives EM to everyone. So first of all, it gives like 460, something like that. It's huge. Like almost 500 EM on Nilou herself for sometimes triggering Bloom. And it gives like 140 EM, 145 EM to everyone else for when they trigger Bloom too. So my Barbara, who's currently rocking 300 EM, she'd suddenly trigger blooms for 450 EM, which is really nice. I didn't yet farm for a good what's it called, Flower of Paradise Lost set. I still don't have one, so obviously I'm missing the 80 EM here plus the additional 80% bloom damage increase. So of course it seems bigger than it would be, especially if I build my Bara with more EM, although I still need the HP to tank and heal. But still, it's still really great to get just 140 EM for everyone, on top of 460 EM on herself. So, and you may say like you were already hitting 30k bloom hits when you were farming Mora, and I mean, yeah, but it could be kind of crazy, especially in the Abyss. You don't need to have that much variety. You need more to focus on a few characters that you really invest in. So I think it makes sense to get maybe a weapon when it's really a huge increase. Because for example, Nilou doesn't really have any sword that is worth it. I mean, I gave the Tokaboshure because it has some EM, but the damage bonus from the passive, it just increases damage, and currently she's more on a full HP build, but she doesn't have damage bonus, nor much crit rate or crit damage. So she can't really make use of having this damage bonus here. It doesn't really do much. She's not built to be just a DPS. Other weapons that are super hard to get are like what's it called? The Dockhand's Assistant. It's a weapon that has at least HP as second stat, I think, and some ER in the passive or whatever. So this is good because it's the only 4-star or 5 and 3-star sword that gives HP %. But it's still hard to get because it's gacha exclusive and stuff like that. So all in all, it pretty much just means that it's hard to get any meaningful weapon for Nilou. So it's a huge increase because all that this weapon does is give Nilou some EM, and she doesn't trigger bloom that often herself. She benefit much more from having a weapon that increases party-wide EM. On the other hand, for example, my Nahida can deal some significantly good damage, so it's not completely wasted to have a weapon with high base attack or more damage bonus from triggering elemental reactions, and has EM in the passive. So even if I got her weapon, it's like what? Just 40 EM party-wide more, and a ton of EM on Nahida herself. That all this would allow me is, for example, go Dendro damage bonus on the Goblet, and crit on the Circlet. So yeah, it gives more damage for Nahida herself, but it's clearly not as significant as Nilou's weapon that increases everyone's bloom by such a great amount. Like we're talking just going from 400 to 500 buff from this, because it's 300 plus 100% base, so 400% now, and it goes to 500 with the last 400%. So that's already a 25% increase, and then you add 140 EM, that's maybe like 150 increase, so overall it's like it can almost deal half more damage than what it was doing. Yeah, it's crazy. And that's for all the bloom that this team triggers. So don't underestimate some weapons. They can be really important. Okay, I still need to give some nuance. Don't just go for every weapon or whatever. It's you have to still know a bit of your stuff. But then with this Mora I collected, I can finally raise my Gaming to the, you know, last ascension and everything. And he gets even more attack. Let's go with some books. How much do I raise him? That's quite a lot for... Okay, I'm gonna raise him to level 85. Damn, that's cost so much. Okay. Damn, that's... that hurts my... Well, anyway. Now at least he has more of pretty much every... Well, it's mostly his base attack. But still... He has a decent build that can give him 36% crit rate. So this gets into the very decent territory. I don't have constellations, but yeah. And I can spend the rest. Hold on, that's plunging attack, charm, cloud strider, that's only one. And so I smash. Does it take this? Leave the field and reset CD for Gaming's elemental skill, bestial ascent. Okay, so this is mostly for the Swani Manchai smash damage. Does it increase skill healing? No, it just increases the smash damage by 30%. And how much worth is this? So this increases by... Okay, so the... Oh, this is much more decent than I thought it was to raise. I mean, why not raise it a little bit? Yeah, why not? Why not? And now I'm broke again. Welcome to the free-to-play life. But yeah. It's not that important in the end, it's just... You have to know what you want from what you're doing. And that I think is the most important part of Genshin, because there's so much stuff you're bound to get overwhelmed by what there is to do, what you can do, what your options are, how much they push for microtransactions and everything. So yeah, that's something I like to do. I just scroll through everything just to remind myself if there's something that I want to do. And then I'm just like, I don't have any event to finish, no. And is there something else? I don't have character stuff to do. Is there anything left? And I'm like, oh, I can farm for, I mean, I guess, what are they called? Elite monsters, elite enemies. Let me pull up my combat team. Which one do I use? Do I use this one? Hold on. Did I just never make a team like that? I mean, I guess... But do I not? What do I do? Huh. I never really thought about it. Is there a team that's really good for travel? And also deleting mobs. I guess this has a passing grade. Maybe. Did I mess up my... Yeah, I messed up her artifacts. I messed around with stuff. And just give her stuff back. And let's test if this is decent for performances. This and... Yep, this. So this should be decent. Do I take... I guess again. No, I think this is kind of slow, actually. There you saw it, I just got an artifact from these elite mobs. Didn't mean to do that. How much is my Ika hit for? Oh, well, I couldn't really see. 32k charge attacks. That's pretty good. Still not to the level that I can bring her to the abyss. I'm still sad I spent like 100 fragile resin on my Ayaka, and she still can't really do much. Well, she could do much when I got her, but not anymore with the inflation of enemy HP and how Genshin Hoyoverse doesn't care at all about their cryo characters. Like, I just couldn't use my cryo characters for so long now, just because they are not favored in the abyss. They just don't do anything, really. I mean, I guess this is pretty quick slap destroyer team. What did I even just say? Oh well, doesn't really matter in the end. So yeah, this team is gonna dish out damage pretty quickly. Mostly my Yelan, yeah, there's no denying it. But yeah, if you wanted to know, there are these elite enemies pretty much all over the world, but I'm specifically aiming for the ones that are more bundled together and more worth it. And basically they give from 200, 400 or 600 Mora, which isn't that much, but it can add up, especially if you only take the ones that are most worth it. Okay, now let's stop messing around. And the thing is, they also have a chance to give artifacts, which is pretty nice. It's clearly not as good as an artifact route, but it's still... I mean... How can I say it? It can still be worth it if you're getting into resistance behavior, stuff like that. So as like routine, I know that some people do it kind of diligently, but I mean I couldn't. I can't do this every day. No way. It's gonna take too much of a mental toll on me. But it's still something that you can do. Maybe the underground ones. It's honestly pretty simple. You just need a team with characters that are good fighters and that can travel pretty quickly. And you also get a lot of mobs materials this way. For example, I didn't even farm for materials, but I got a lot. But there are some materials from elite enemies. For example, which ones can I give to? I mean, I guess the aliens. I have a lot of their materials because they're pretty easy to kill. They don't have much annoying mechanics, and they just sit in groups. So I think the big ones give like 400 mora. And you saw I used all of my artifact fodder, and okay, well, we just got 2 blue artifacts, but it's not that much, but it can eventually get quite a bit better. This one's gonna give you just 200 mora. But there are 2 other here. No, just one. And there are 2 more here, which are the ones I'm more after. Can I disable him? No. Oh well, doesn't matter. I got a hit I didn't want to. No, freak you. Luckily, Yelan is pretty good for that kind of sting. Although, because I have too many Geo and Hydro characters, my Gillian can't heal right now. Another artifact. There's this robot here that you can wake up if you want, but you can just ignore him and go to the relocation that has the ones that are worth it. Another artifact. Yeah, I got a little bit unlucky at the beginning, but once you get going, you can get a few extra artifacts this way. But I don't recommend you to do it because it takes a lot of time and mental investment. It's just that you can do it if you really want to. Where's the liana cutting animal? Where's the manta? There's supposed to be a manta around here. For this. Crap, where is it? Am I blind? Oh, there. How far have you wandered off? Anyway, there are these local legends here, and they're pretty simple to fight, and they give like 1,000 mora. From 900 to 1,000 mora. You just have to go left and right to avoid their hits. And when they stop and face each other, you just hit them with the blade like this. It's even possible to pre-shot when they do it. I'll try to show you. Like that. I just saw they kind of stopped. And generally they do like 2 or 3 attacks before doing it. There are sense that they wouldn't because I fought them quite a bit of times. But oh no. Oh, that's gonna be 900 and I think, yeah. There are the exact same right here. If that's something you want to do, obviously. And it's really the exact same thing. You go left and right to avoid the blades. You're gonna do it another time, or yeah, you're gonna do it. Then I this. Right and left. Oh, are they gonna do it? Haha. Got him. Are they gonna do it? I think yes. Yeah. So you can see it. It's not that hard to pre-shot when they're gonna do it, especially if they take like a long time. They stop at the same time. Oh, they still wanted to do it. Alright. Oh. That's gonna be 1,000 mora. Almost 978. Anyway, it also gives some materials, I guess. But I already have way too many materials of every monster, and even if I didn't do any elite farming, I'd still have way too much stuff. I so wish that there was a way to like just destroy them and get Mora, but no, you can just destroy them and do nothing with it. You can't get anything in return. So it's completely pointless to over farm those, except for getting a little bit of Mora. But honestly, it's a lot of trouble for just some Mora on the side. It's not some. You really have to have a lot of time to spend to make it worth. Otherwise, you know, it's just. However, this is the only place that I'd say anyone can make worth it. It doesn't take a lot of time. Just wait a minute, and every single one of these And every single one of them gives 600 Mora. Hello? Hello? Why didn't it give me anything? Oh well, anyway, they're supposed to give 600 Mora each, so that single cave is like 1,800 Mora, which is pretty good. So you can just come here and destroy them and be done with your day. But obviously, you know, it's just a game, you know, the famous words. You do what you want, but you can do elite farming if you want, but it's such a long time for not much. Unless you're kind of desperate for a Mora. And I mean, I kind of value my time some bit. I'm not like a Hoyoverse fanboy that would just farm their game infinitely. So I think I'm ending this right now. That's pretty much all you can do in Genshin on a regular basis.